The doors to the Viridian Tea House are open once more. Hello, everyone. Hope you're staying warm. Colorado got hit with another snowstorm. Wasn't too bad, but yeah, I think I might go outside for like maybe 5 minutes and be like, okay, I'm good. Anyway, let's see. Do I have any? I do have some news. So, my latest novel, A Drop of Blue Blood, will be coming out very soon. I completed the rough draft, and right now I'm going through the first round of edits. In fact, it's right here on my computer as we speak. But I'm looking at it coming out late this month or early March. That's just the absolute latest. But with the way things have been going, hopefully we can get it out sooner than that. It will be independently published, and I will have 2 tea blends to go with it. So be on the lookout. And of course, once everything is together, then I'll be talking about it here on a future video of Viridian Tea House. So I've got some really cool books to talk about. I've got a tea blend from my company that is finally back in stock. So if you're ready, let's do this. So one thing that I have to say about these 2 books is that both of them had the category of, it's like this and this had a baby, literally. So the first one is, I'd never heard of the author before, but many thanks to Denver Public Library. Actually, Denver Public Library had both of these books, so many thanks to y'all. You guys are awesome. So this one is called The Unraveling by Melanie Hamrick. So I posted about this book on social media, and I said, any book that deals with ballet, opera, the violin, I'm a sucker for it. I'm going to read it. So this one deals with ballet, so let me read the back of it for you. Let's see. A ballerina spirals into a world of lust and luxury in this new addictive novel by Melanie Hamrick, author of First Position. Jocelyn Banks has always felt like an outsider in the ballet world. She was raised in rural Louisiana, taught to scrap and hustle for the life she wanted. And ever since Jocelyn found ballet, she has been able to take her life into her own hands. After years of success at the North American Ballet, she is now on a hiatus to enjoy life in London. But in an instant, Jocelyn's universe is turned upside down, and she's forced to find a way back into ballet. The ballet scene in London is completely different from the one in America, though. It's not just talent and drive that will move you forward. If you don't secure a sponsor to pay your salary, you will go nowhere. Jocelyn manages to score a donor, which is crucial at the Royal National Ballet, but the hardest part is yet to come. Jocelyn is unable to break through her emotions, afraid that if she does, she'll be flooded with feelings she can't afford to have. Something about her sponsor, the charismatic Alistair Cavendish, and he was charismatic, however, sets a fire in her. What she feels when she's with him is raw and real. If she goes down this precarious path, she knows she's doomed to fall into an intoxicating spiral of self-sabotage. But the lust and magnetizing lure of power and prestige keep clawing at her, ultimately forcing her to choose between desire and duty. And about the author, let's see if there's a bio. Yes. Melanie Hamrick is an author, ballerina, producer, choreographer, and mother. Born and raised in Virginia, Melanie began dancing at a young age. Her career as a ballerina spanned over 16 years with the American Ballet Theater. While traveling the world for work and with her family, Melanie has always carried novels and notebooks with her. Her passion for reading and dance inspired her to begin writing. Her first novel, First Position, which was published in 2023. She continues to be inspired with ballet, which is also the subject of her second novel, The Unraveling. So I do have to say, this book is the baby of 50 Shades of Grey and Black Swan. I'm just going to be honest with you. I love a book that has some really good, believable sex scenes. And there were plenty of sex scenes in this book. Almost just a teensy bit too much. I was like, oh my, you're having sex again. Oh, okay, I'm just gonna ride this one with you. The only thing that, and yes, Alistair Cavendish was very charismatic, and the sex scenes between forget it. Alistair and Jocelyn were hot and heavy, and you're just like, oh my, if I had pearls, I'd clutch it. The only thing I didn't like about this book was that the ending was just wrapped up neat and tidy, and there was no explanation. It was just, oh, and then X, Y, and Z, and everything's fine now. And I'm like, wait, so you hooked me in with all of this drama and the backstabbing and the ballet, and did I mention the sex? To get to the ending, which I get it, you want to wrap up loose ends, I get it, but it just felt a little bit too rushed. It just, that was my only, well, that and the sex. You see a pattern, but overall, I enjoyed the book. I enjoyed being with Jocelyn. I wanted to reach my hand through the pages and pull her back and be like, hi, you don't know me, but I've been reading your story. You might want to make some changes here. Is there redemption? Yeah, there is. And that's part of the wrapping up the loose ends really quickly, and we're done with the book and go about your business. But was it a good story? Yes, it was. I felt that the characters were real. I felt that I was right there with Jocelyn and hiding behind some curtains as she was with Alistair and other people. But she unraveled, just like the title. She unraveled, but not to the point that it wasn't just rock bottom. She was looking right at that rock bottom, and she said, not today. Hope I didn't give away too much, but I don't think I did. But yes, overall, this was a really good erotically charged story about the world of ballet. And I am looking forward to reading Melanie Hamrick's first book. So The Unraveling by Melanie Hamrick receives 4 pots of solid, very good tea. And actually, this inspired me. So with my tea business, it's tea blends inspired by books, art, music, and science. And I had been kind of waffling back and forth to make a ballet blend. I was like, I love the ballet and all this kind of stuff. Well, reading this book, I took out my phone and I started making notes about a ballet blend. So look for that sometime later this year. But yes, there will be one. The labels are ready to go. It's just a matter of me making it. But yes, if you are into erotic thrillers, if you're into any books that deal with the ballet, or if you just love reading about people who fall apart right in front of you and then somehow build themselves back again, The Unraveling is the book for you. So many thanks to Melanie Hamrick, and I hope you write more books, because I really enjoyed this one. Like I said, I can't wait to read First Position. I can't wait. So the second book, this is the love child of The Exorcist and the Stepford Wives, and it was done really well. So this is Susie Moloney and the 13. And what's funny is that when I saw this book at the library, I was like, I think I've seen this book before, and I think I wanted to read it, but for some reason I didn't check it out. So I checked it out. I think I devoured this in like maybe 2 days, maybe if even that. But just like with The Unraveling, thoroughly enjoyed it. Pulls you in. You're just like, oh my effing God, can it get any worse? Yeah, it does. But this, I didn't feel like the ending was so quickly wrapped up, neat and tidy. You worked for it. That's the best way to put it. Yeah, you worked for that ending, and then when the ending happened, you're like, okay, I can agree with that. So let me read the back of it for you. Haven Woods is a suburban heaven, a great place to raise a family. It's close to the city, quiet, with great schools and its own hospital right up the road. Property values are climbing, and the crime rate is practically non-existent. Paula Whitmore hasn't been back to Haven Woods since she left as a disgraced teenager. Now she's returning to care for her suddenly ailing mother, and she's bringing her daughter in a pile of emotional baggage. she's also bringing, unknowingly, the last chance for her mother's closest frenemies, and they really are frenemies. 12 women bound together by a powerful secret that requires the sacrifice of a 13th. And about the author, Susie Moloney is the best-selling author of Bastion Falls, A Dry Spell, and The Dwelling. She has been published in numerous countries and assorted languages. She divides her time between the wilds of Canada and the wild world of New York City. She's not a witch, except maybe a little in the morning. But yes, this was a perfect blend of The Exorcist and The Stepford Wives. And as I kept reading it, I was like, I think I have an idea what's going on. There were a couple of, whoa, didn't see that coming, but creepy, gothic fun in this picturesque suburban town. Absolutely loved it. I thought it was solid, solid, solid. Let's see, did I have any complaints about it? No, I don't think I had any complaints about it. It really was a good, solid read that I truly enjoyed. And just like with Melanie Hamrick, I can't wait to read more of Susie Moloney's work. So again, if you like books that are gothic fun, or if you really enjoyed The Stepford Wives, or if you really enjoyed The Exorcist, or if you just want a good effed up story, The 13 is your book. And it does receive a solid 4 pots of tea. These books were just excellent, and when I put them together, I said, yeah, they're the love child of these two elements. But really, really enjoyed these two, and many thanks again to Denver Public Library for having these books. Go to your local library, they're awesome. Right, so to the tea portion, put my glasses back on. So like I said, this is one of my blends that I brought back in stock. It's been well over a year, maybe 2 years since I last had it. So say hello again to Hattie, May, and LC. And those are my grandparents on the label. I think this was a picture of when they were in Spain or England, but I actually have the original the original picture in the original frame in my office. And when I decided that I was going to bring this blend back, the original picture that I had was like, it was kind of faded, but then I saw this one and I went, no, this photo deserves to be on the tea bag. So my grandparents were not perfect people, but I love them to death. And I think the world of them, I really do. And so for several reasons, say that 3 times fast, I just decided that it was now time for me to bring this blend back in stock. So the ingredients are Assam tea, which is a black tea, except I tried something different this time. So if you were to buy this tea, the black tea is CTC, which is crush, tear, curl. So normally my tea blends have the leaves of tea. Well, this has, the leaves are real, but they've been crushed, torn, and curled so that they look like little pellets. I got the Assam tea, which you know is from India. I did get it from a small business Indian company. It's here in the United States. And I thought, you know, I've had CTC tea, which actually, if you drink tea with pre-made tea bags like Bigelow or whatever, a lot of the times that tea is a CTC. So, because it's kind of hard to put, you know, all those leaves in like a little tiny bag. So anyway, so the ingredients are CTC Assam black tea, dried lemon peel, ginger, and dandelion leaves, dried. So I chose those ingredients years ago because I thought that they reflected my grandparents. They were both spicy, they were down to earth, they were people of just grounded folks, and what you saw was what you got. And I just thought that to bring this tea back and to just reflect on my grandparents, I mean, I miss them terribly. So you can order regular and sampler sizes of Hattie, May, and LC through my tea company, ViridianTeaCompany.com. I always put the link in the video. So little thing too, so this is one of the older labels that I had. So the jazz, my granddad was the one who got me into jazz when I was little. And thank goodness, because I am a diehard jazz fan. In fact, I have many of his jazz vinyl in that I kept because I said, oh, no, 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 no. A lot of the vinyl that he had never made the crossover to CDs or streaming or any of that. So I'm very grateful to have his collection. My grandmother was into gospel, so I used to listen to gospel because of her, and still do actually, just not as much as jazz. But Hattie Mae and LC, like I said, is available through my website, viridianteacompany.com. I have both regular and sample sizes. And to honor my grandparents in my lovely Sakura mug, I have made a lovely cup of their tea. Just drain that. Ooh, yeah. So this has actually been sitting longer than the usual 5 to 7 minutes for a black tea. So I know I'm gonna get all of the ingredients in a walloping sip. So from me to you, a little bit of Hattie Mae and LC. Yep, I immediately get, that's really good. Okay, so right now it is still kind of hot. I'm getting the lemon peel and the grassiness of the dandelion and then the maltiness of the Assam. It's not bitter, but it really does pack a punch. Now, again, as I've said before, when this cools down, I'll be really interested to see which ingredients kind of rise a little bit, but not overpowering. But this is a little bit biting, a little bit citrusy, a little bit grassy. That's my grandparents. Yeah, I'm definitely getting that lemon peel. That's awesome. So before I send you back to your corners of the world, let's do a water and tea breathing meditation. And as y'all all know, our lives are chaotic. The world's chaotic. It's fast paced and we need this yesterday. So meditation for me in all these years is a good way for me to just focus on my breathing for just a few minutes. Make sure that you have some water or a cup of your favorite tea nearby. We're just going to focus on our breathing, no words or chanting or anything like that. Excuse me. And then when we're done, we'll take another deep breath in and out, and then we have a sip of our beverage of choice. So if you're ready, let's begin. And now let's end this breathing meditation with a deep breath in through the nose and out through the mouth. Slowly open your eyes or allow your eyes to come back into focus. And now let's have a sip of your water or tea. That's quite mild and earthy and citrusy. That's really a good blend. Well, that's all I have for today. Many thanks to the authors for providing us with such amazing books, to the library for having these books, to the good folks at Viridian Tea Company for the Hattie Mae and LC blend, and for all of y'all, as always, for watching these videos. I truly do appreciate it. And before I forget, I do want to say a special thank you to Keith in Albuquerque for being a part of the first Viridian Tea House live. We actually went over my 30 to 40 minutes, and it was a really, really good moment. I think we needed it. So I will be setting up another Viridian Tea live in the future, and I will be talking about it as to the date and all that kind of stuff. So stay tuned for details. So until then, take care of yourself and each other. Raise your tea mug high, and remember that to drink tea is to enjoy life. I'll see all y'all really soon. Bye for now, and stay warm.